Hey guys, welcome to yet another episode of Overcoming. Today we've gone over and beyond to international waters, all the way from Nigeria to meet one, Kolabomi Adeko. Kolabomi Adeko is a writer and also a poet. He have done this from a very young age. Can you believe it? From since he was 9 years old. He used to recite poems, he used to write his own poems, and to date, that is his main writing is his main source of income. He's lovely, he's warming, he's charming, and he does all this on paper and a pen. Let us meet Kolabomi. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Karibu sana Kolabomi.
Oh, thank you very much.
Am I saying your name correctly?
Well, you see, every vowel in my language has 3 ways of pronouncing it. So we have the up sound, the middle sound, and the lower sound. So you may not,
I may not pronounce them correctly, but I'm trying.
Yes, so it's 4 syllables. There are like over 120 ways to pronounce them. So you've tried. The idea is that Kolabomi Adeko is involved in the pronunciation.
Better. So since 9 years of age, you've been writing.
Yes.
How did you discover yourself that you love writing?
Okay, I would attribute it to my father, and Happy Father's Day to him.
Okay.
Since I was a baby, probably maybe 6 months, he would read the Bible to me while he points his hand across the words. So I have a very unique developmental stage where I started learning to read even before I knew the alphabet. Because of course I could just read by identification of words. So and then after a while I started learning to write. That I would attribute to my mother. She used to like reading a lot, novels, philosophical books, of course then religious books, because I was raised in a religious family.
Yes.
So by the time I was also writing my sermons, most of them were initially religious epistles and stories from the Bible, writing them. So I must say, of course, hymns also from school, from church, also affected how I become involved in poetry.
You're doing online writing, yeah?
Yes.
It's perceived that there's an online community that does online writing, and it's very hard to get into it. How did you start and identify the space and even, writing your work and getting paid out of it?
See, I would say I was quite different the way I write. I do what I'm an academic ghostwriter.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is an academic ghostwriter?
Okay, an academic ghostwriter is basically somebody who helps and assists. Of course, we should try to desist from saying we totally write for people their academic work.
Yeah,
Okay, so somebody who is in the university has an academic project, they know the work, but they are probably not good with putting their research down.
Now you're
so
assisting.
they come to us and then we help them make sure that it follows the format, their thoughts are coherent, and then of course they garner good marks if they are for exam purposes.
What does it take for one to be an academic writer?
Well, for one, of course, you have to be grounded as a researcher. You have to know how to research, especially on the internet. And then, of course, you need to have research skills. And then you, of course, have to have a good grasp of the language you are writing academically from. And then you have to be able to spend many hours, sleepless nights.
Yes, researching and
researching,
understanding different concepts.
Yes.
Let me ask you, in this era where it's a little bit tricky getting employment, I don't know if it's the same in Nigeria, getting employed?
Yes, employment is difficult.
Would you say online writing is a way of getting self-employment?
Yes, in fact, I would recommend it to a lot of my friends. I try to help them. I have a league of friends that have helped also start doing academic ghostwriting. Okay, and it's as a job, like any other job.
It pays your bills.
It
sustains you.
Yeah, I'm here in Kenya because I do academic ghostwriting, so it's pay my bills, and Nairobi is a very expensive place to live in.
Yes,
so if I can live here comfortably.
It means
it means that it's a well-paying job. Yes.
Now, Twaweza. Tell us about Twaweza and tell us how you came about to the name Twaweza, considering you're from Nigeria.
Okay, you see, Twaweza is it's a book written by 12 authors across Africa. They come from Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Sierra Leone, the Gambia, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda. Okay, so these 12 authors from 9 different countries were trained. I was the host at a residency. We called it the Pen Africa. Okay, of course, it takes the name from pen, which is to write, and pen, which is to enclose people in a place. Oh, okay. So that's how we came about the Pen. It was sponsored by the European Union. And the idea was we wanted to create an awareness for creative nonfiction. You see, creative nonfiction is where people write about things,
true facts,
but in a creative way. And we always say the history of Africans are not well told. It's a single story that the colonizers have been telling, because we usually prefer to write creative fictions, escapism, we call it. And then we brought people together, tell your stories yourself.
You sort of train them to do this?
And then tell these stories in ways that would be interesting to the African to read.
Yeah, like something that Africans can relate to.
Yes. So, and then we got these 12 young writers, and then they produced very wonderful essays and sort of autobiographies, and we put them together in an anthology. I worked with somebody called Nabila Usman, and she was a co-editor with me to edit the book. It's a book that has received good reviews from both the EU that commissioned the project. It's a book that has gotten to the president of my country's hands. He took a photo shoot with it. Wow. So I hope you read it anyway. So, but you know, it was supposed to bring about the idea of togetherness, which of course Twaweza means. Twaweza means together we can. So that's where we got that name from. So and then the group that sponsored it, it's called the AWDT, African Writers Development Trust. It's headed by a Nigerian called Antonio Noba. So there's also a very popular group called the WSA that this organization also heads.
And how is it received? How is the public receiving it?
Well, here in Kenya, people have loved it. There's this group called Writers Guild Kenya. It's headed by Gebredinda, and they've worked to spread the book around. I'm sorry I didn't bring a copy here.
No, it's okay.
I should have. And then Kenyans here have loved the book. It's not for sale because it's a property of the European Union. So they have well stipulated directions as to how we distribute the book.
That's very nice. That's amazing concept. Let's go back now to poetry. You told us that you've written several poems.
Yes.
Do you publish the poems somewhere? Do you get paid out of it, or how do you?
You see, when I was growing up, of course, I just loved writing poetry. But then people said, "Why don't you make money out of this?" I tried to make money. It didn't work out, okay, because first of all, I felt my talents could not be exactly quantified on a monetary basis. You know, and then there was the imposter syndrome. You know, so I have not made money from poetry. Of course, I've gotten auxiliary jobs, like for example, heading Pen was majorly because I was a poet and a writer. So but from them themselves, I've not made money. I have been published in some anthologies with other writers. For example, we have this called If You Hear Say I Dey Prison. It's an anthology by Eriata Riabo in Nigeria. It writes poetry in the native language, in the Pidgin English that's common in Nigeria.
Do you know Alliance Francais?
Yes, I know Alliance Francais.
You've been there?
Yes.
Have you read your poems there?
Well, no. You see, my group, the WSA I mentioned earlier, we usually have meetings at the Alliance Française. I was at Alliance Française a couple of weeks back. We went for a book launch. Our friend Irene Melissa was launching a book. And I must say, Alliance Française and the Goethe Institute have very much been supportive of African literature. I don't know why the British, who are supposed to be in charge of our literature, because we speak English, I don't know, they've taken a back seat in supporting literature, both here in Nigeria and in Kenya. Yes, I think they should work on that.
Now, let me call you Adeko. Please allow me to call you Adeko. Tell us about your, coming all the way from Nigeria to Nairobi, different culture, different people. We do things different here. Have you been experiencing some sort of culture shocks? How are you handling yourself?
Yeah, culture shock, yeah. First of all, I'm trying to blend the way I talk now so that my accent won't come out. So that's first. The first thing, of course, the language. Then I'm trying to learn Kiswahili so that I can converse better. So
how's it coming?
Well, I can najua Kiswahili kidogo kidogo. So I hope that with time I would be able to speak Sana.
Yeah, that's good.
So, but you see, here in Nairobi, there are a lot of things that's quite different from Lagos, for example.
Do you have like an experience that challenged you that you still remember today? You can maybe share with us an experience.
Yes. Okay, experiences. You see, for example, the first time I wanted to take a bus, the conductor tried to touch me and draw me into the bus. And then when they wanted to ask for fare, they also touched me to ask for fare.
That was unusual?
Yes, in Nigeria would already be throwing punches if that happened, because you'd be like, can't you talk? Like, So I noticed that. Then something else I noticed here in Kenya and in Nairobi, the conductors tend to hit the matatus to give the passengers assurance. We are calling passengers, bah, 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 bah. But in Nigeria, conductor, somebody hits the bus, you tell the person, what's wrong with you? What's this? Then generally too, I think Nairobians and Kenyans by extension are calmer than Nigerians. In fact, we tend to be aggressive than Kenyans, and I think it's maybe because of the population. Lagos is about the same size of Nairobi, but 5 times its population. If you are not aggressive, you would be taken for a ride. So, but these things make Nairobi beautiful to me. Especially with the matatus, the Nyanga, I think that's how they are called. With the Makanga, So with the televisions, the music,
it's exciting. As much as it might be a little bit of challenge.
We don't do that in Nigeria. We don't have those in Nigeria. So here has been beautiful, and then the people have been very good to me. They've been very helpful. I've made a lot of friends, even a lot of female friends, by just acting the foreigner part. I'm sorry, please, I don't know where I'm headed. And then they would be nice and help me. Sometimes even some persons would miss their stage so that I can get to mine, so that I don't get lost because I don't know. But now, I have also made friends with a lot of conductors and drivers. I have their phone numbers on my phone.
My years in Kenya, I've never got a conductor's number.
Hey, I have them. In fact, I have conductor for Nairobi, conductor for Limuru. I have them on my phone, and then so these Kenyans have been very, very helpful to me, and my neighbors too have been very, very helpful to me. The only thing I noticed was that when I go to my neighbors' places and knock on their doors, as in I make us become more of a community. It was later I learned, we don't usually do that here. You enter into your door. If you see your neighbor, you say sasa, and then they say poa, and then that's all you should have. As in, for a lot of people, until you are friends with that person, that you're being neighbor with somebody does not necessarily translate to being friendly with that person. So, but I can't abide those. So, but slightly, you know, it's the culture here, so I don't have to start doing things that will
Yeah.
make people uncomfortable.
Yes.
So, but it's been fun. I've been
It's
enjoying
been
myself.
fun.
Yes.
That's quite lovely and interesting way to look at things. I would love us to continue more, but our times won't allow it for
Okay.
now. But I would want you to tell your fans, people who follow you, maybe your friends, I don't know, something nice in that camera.
All right, friends, especially those back home in Nigeria and new friends I'm making here in my adopted country, Kenya. It's a pleasure to be with Karen here.
Hold on, before we wind up today's show, it's not fair for you to just go away without telling me how you say hello in Nigeria. How can I, if I come to Nigeria, how can I greet people?
Okay.
The common one, you know, don't tell me the formal one like good morning. Tell me the slang part of it.
Okay, we usually use pidgin because it's universal. So we say, how far?
How far?
How far?
How far?
Yes, how
And,
far?
and how do I respond?
You say, I do.
I day.
Yes,
So
like,
how far, Adeko?
I do. Or I do enjoy myself. Like,
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
So what about when maybe you want to travel, the way you are talking about conductors? When I want to use a matatu, how do I call the conductors?
Okay, well, generally we call conductors, except they are localized. Like then you use the native language in your region to call them. We call them Omo Onimoto, people of buses in Lagos, for example. So and our conductors are not as nice as, I don't know why you call your conductors thugs and touts here, but ours are less courteous than yours here. But then their jobs is just to tell you the destination and get their money. So
Oh, they don't engage you with a lot of things.
we fight
that's
a
correct.
lot. We throw blows other than destinations. You may not get to your destination before you get a punch, depending on maybe fare.
Yes.
Then maybe they talk rude to you and you feel it's someone you can beat up. So like I said, we are more aggressive there, and the
Yes,
conductors,
yes,
of course,
yes,
are
yes.
far more aggressive now.
You know, let's dive in a little bit about food. You know, when we talk about Nigeria and when in Kenya, when you say about Nigerian food, the only thing that comes to mind is fufu.
Okay.
Being in Kenya, what can you relate fufu to? Which kind of food in Kenya
You
almost
see,
translates to fufu?
While trying not to be disparaging of here, I think that the food here is not at par with with our food in our meals in
Really?
Nigeria. Yes. Now here the staple food is ugali.
Wow, okay.
Now we classify ugali as a swallow. We call it a swallow. It's things you cut with your hand and put in your mouth with some accompaniment, not things you eat with a spoon. So and then we have swallow. You've mentioned fufu, which I notice is quite popular here. We have eba, amala. We have a pounded yam. We have tuwo, which is very much like the ugali you have here.
Yeah.
So we have a range of them, a variety. So I must confess, when coming from Nigeria to Kenya here, one of the things you have to really live at the airport over there is a wide range of cuisine for a more narrow range of cuisine here.
You should prepare your mind.
Yes, anybody that is coming should prepare.
When I was talking you offsite, you told me about the two types of feeding, like the ones that you eat from your mouth, no, you eat for your stomach, and for your tongue. So how was this the one you eat for your?
Yes, I believe you people eat here for the stomach. You know, just to fill the stomach. We tend to eat to satisfy the tongue.
That's the same with every family there. I'm a different family.
No. You see, I'm being classist here, or let me say elitist. You know, if you have plenty of money, you eat for your tongue. You eat food that appeal to your tongue. But of course, in Nigeria, if you do not have plenty of money, you eat for your stomach. You eat the average food, the staple foods you can get for your tongue.
Wow, that's it for us. I wonder, what are you wondering you'd want to know in Nigeria? Kindly leave a comment with a statement that you would want it translated to Nigeria, and I'll make sure to talk to Adeko and translate to you for our next show. Until next time, ciao. Please say goodbye in Nigeria.
Okay, Odabo, Atumari Yibao, Eshiongo.
Bye. Oh.